After maxing in the most difficult game mode Old School has to offer, I set out to achieve the best gear and push my account to the absolute limits. This is my endgame Ultimate Iron Man. In the previous episode, we killed some Cerberus, completed the Varlamore Part 3 quests, and got some dupes at the Doom. And that brings us up to now. Wait a second, this isn't the Doom. That's right. I am currently taking some time after a rebag so that I can grind out some more frozen tears from the Mokhaiotl. This boss has a 100% chance to drop them, as well as a chance of dropping the Pendant of 8s. Extra pendants can be also broken down into 100 tears. I don't need to stay here long, but just long enough to recharge my pendant, and we will get back to the Doom. Also, just a side note, I don't know if anyone here has tried the speed task for this boss, but it's actually a lot more challenging than I thought it would be. Anyway, one more thing before we get into the action. I want to give a shout out to UIM Melee for approving the previous video. I couldn't have done it without your approval. So in the last video, it did end on a bit of a downer. I was pushing for wave 8s and dying too often. Dying for a main account would be simple since you just re-gear in 2 seconds and hop back in there. But since I don't have that luxury, each death is at least a 10-minute re-gear for me. So for a while, I'm going to be doing waves 1 to 7 and just cashing out. This is going to let me get the regular mechanics down even more before I add in the extra difficulty of wave 8. And just going up to wave 7 still has a decent chance of giving the boots and the eye, so I could get lucky along the way. So just to remind everyone why we are here, we have already received the cloth and we are still missing the boots and the eye. So the cloth is used to make the gauntlets, and hopefully we don't get any more of these. I really just want the boots because they are the new best in slot for every single style. And if we get the Eye of Ayak, I will hang on to it since it is better than my current Sang staff. But if we don't get it, then that's alright too. Woohoo! And we skipped all those mechanics. And like I said, we will be cashing out on some wave 7s. This loot actually isn't that terrible, and we got an elite clue. Okay, unfortunately that is a wilderness step, but I do have a plan for that, so since we're not death banked here, I'm just going to push a wave 8, and if I die, I'm going to have the clue right there, and I'll already be death piled, so I can just complete it. Okay, here goes another wave 8. Okay, that was short-lived, but that's okay. We are going to grab our clue and our max cape, and we can go ahead and complete this wilderness step. So since this step does require us to kill an enemy, I geared up with some very easy to buy free-to-play armor, the green dragonhide armor, and bow and some arrows. It's low cost, quick to get, and if I get PK'd, I don't really care. And that's the cast kit, so let's get out of here. So the one good thing about Doom is that it does drop a lot of elite clues, and one side goal I kind of wanted to work on was getting the 200 elite clue milestone for the big casket. Oh god, that's awful. But yeah, that was 189 elite clues completed, so I will probably be prioritizing elite clues if I see them, just to reach that 200. Alright, supplies are looking good, so we are going to try another 8. Part of my issue that I was having with the double boulder attack was also trying to dodge the rock on the floor. Once I decided to ignore the floor portion of that attack, I started to get my prayers down more often. In this clip, I got several double boulder attacks and just let myself get hit by the floor, but got all of my prayers correct and managed to survive on. And just like that, I was able to get my second KC of Wave 8, and obviously we were rewarded with some garbage. And speaking of garbage loot, that brings me to my next topic. The loot system here kinda sucks. I understand it's set up so that the deeper you go, then the better the loot will be, but the fundamental issue is, the regular loot is mostly garbage. Like, oh yeah, I'm not sure if I should risk these 400 fire runes and 26 coal for a chance at Avernic treads. Nobody's farming this boss for the common loot. The only time I'm really cashing out is obviously when there's a unique or I'm out of supplies, but for the most part, there's really little to no incentive to not push deeper waves. And that's another elite clue, so we're just going to cash out on the wave 7. Another wilderness step, so we'll just do the same little trick before, just drop it on the ground and wait till we die. And this right here is kind of what I mean by a lot of the loot really isn't the greatest. I mean, I can alch the pickaxes, probably hang out of the tiers, I guess. Teleports are kind of useful, but I mean, the rest of this stuff isn't something I'd really plan on keeping. I mean, maybe cannonballs if I was going to go for a specific grind. Aether catalyst, pretty much just useless. But unfortunately, we're pretty much out of supplies, so there's really no other option for me but to claim, get out of here, and move on to the next one. Haha, we totally died so that I could go do this wilderness step.
No.
Alright, we got some more cheap wilderness gear, and we're going to teleport to the wilderness. Another pro tip, if you're ever going to use this wilderness sword, and you're risking something, make sure not to do it in front of other people, because it's got a very unique and distinct animation. Casket! Dupe, giant boot. Cool. Bruh. You know what? At least we were quick enough to tele away, and we don't have to rebag. Casket! Well, mostly garbage, but we got a master, so let's see if we can do that. Master casket, let's see what we get. Oh well, that's some alch money, I guess. Absolutely one of the worst steps for UIM, having to make the sled every time. I mean, it only takes a couple minutes, but honestly, I think I'd rather just have a wilderness step at this point. One more garbage loot, one more closer to the 200. One thing that really helped me clear Wave 8 a lot more consistently was saving my special for car phase. With the ZCB, it's a guaranteed like 75 or so damage, depending on how much HP he has remaining. Also, since the attacks are 100% accurate during the car phase, about half of my Wave 8s I can get lucky and just out DPS him before I have to simultaneously do double boulder and the walk shield. It's not perfect, but it works for now. What is this? That's gotta be a bot, right? 600k. Dang, those teleports are worth a lot. And that's actually a wave 10 completed. Unfortunately, in this scenario, I don't have any anti-venom. I've been using the Noxious Halberd to cure my venom, and I don't have enough special, so we're just going to be cashing out. Another thing that kind of bugs me about this loot from the boss is the value. It can sometimes be way off, and it's mostly because of the Blessed Bones. They have such a high value despite not being tradable. What's even worse for me is that they're kind of worthless since I'm already 99 prayer. Honestly, some fire runes would probably be a better drop. Absolute legend. You know what? I like pizzas too, but I like potatoes more. That's another clue completed for the dupe Fremennik kilt. Dang, over 4 mil. One of my friends was just getting into his chambers journey on his Iron Man. He wanted to do some chambers with me, so I decided to take a little break and duo with him. Never. Never lucky. Casket. Eh. Just a little update. 47 deep delves and almost 1,200 total delves. Still just have the 3 cloths. Good TP, good TP. I got a glory hole. It's not a cloth. It's an eye. Woo! On the wave 6 as well. I originally said I wasn't gonna go for this, but I mean we got it, so I guess now I kind of have to hang on to it. I'm not really sure why this thing comes noted, but there we go. Finally unnoting it. I think I am gonna have to rebag because I got too much stuff in my inventory right now. All right, let's go ahead and test this bitch out. Okay. Sick. Getting that wand, or the Eye of Ayak, definitely was a little bit of a morale booster. Kind of needed it. Was feeling a little down at this place, but yeah, we're just going to keep going and hopefully get the boot soon. I just wanted to add that the Eye of Ayak has a very unique special attack. Unlike anything else, it will summon that big boulder, slows your attack rate, but most importantly, it will drain the opponent's magic defense. And this is the only item that can do that. I know I have a lot of thoughts on the loot here, but one thing that I really enjoy getting are the Sunfire Splinters. I wish that these were more common throughout Varlamore, but each of these drops that I get is less Colosseum that I will need to do in the future. So the clue that I got had me go to Sherlock, and Sherlock wants me to make a super defense potion, but I don't have any Cadentines. Normally you could just have one of these planted in an herb patch and ready to pick, but I don't have that, and I don't have the seeds either, so I'm going to the old faithful Chaos Druids. Casket! Garbage!
Execute Escondus.
Adiós, hombre.
Hey, if you're enjoying the video so far, then I'd highly appreciate a like and a subscription. I'm trying to reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Thank you for supporting the channel. Took another break to do some duo chambers.
Bombs!
Good luck. Never lucky. Ooh, new PB.
You were flying.
Good luck, good luck, good luck. Never lucky. Oh yeah, one other interesting thing that I learned about the eye is that it does count as a Demon Bane weapon in the sense that I don't need to cast any of the Demon Bane spells anymore. I can just click on the little grubs when they're coming out. And also another really cool mechanic is that when you're just killing the Doom, you passively charge it through each wave. So I'm just going to keep this on me, and at the end of all this, we're going to have a fully charged eye. Yellow. Fuck! We're alking it.
But you could go get a Zenite.
Yeah, I could have done that with the last 3. I thought I should mention this again. If you haven't seen the previous video, it was much like this. It was full of dupe cloths, and the reason why those suck for me is because I could go out of my way to go get another Zenite, but that's really not worth the time just for some extra cash that I'd be getting in the main. It's not really helping this account, so yeah, those are just an alk for me. $197 for some garbage. I died at Doom, so I'm gonna try and do this clue scroll. So I gotta buy the Addy Square and the blue D'hide. Sorry, and the Addy Square and the rune pick. I'm going to steal the blue D'hide Vams from another stash, so I don't have to go make it right now. And then I'll just replace that other stash later. Alright, that is the stash build. Kind of crazy that I waited this long to build this. More garbage. Elite Clue 198. Nothing special. And another Elite Clue step in the Wilderness for the free looting bag. Open the Wilderness, something good? Never lucky. Oh yeah, another interesting thing about the Doom that I learned was that Wave 9 and beyond is actually easier than Wave 8. Easier in the sense that it's got less HP. The one downside is there may be more acid on the floor, but if you can kill him quicker, who cares? Alright, well, since I died, I decided it'd probably be a good time to go back to the Mokhaiotl. I'm running very low on the charges for the pendant, so yeah, hoping I'm not going to have to spend too much time here. Alright, I'm going to be pausing the Mokhaiotl here. Hoping this is the last time I have to go here, but yeah, we got a nice charged up pendant. Once again, we are back at Chambers with the homie. Right now we are doing a 2+5. If you didn't know, it simply means we are completing a raid as if there are 7 players in the raid, but it's just the 2 of us. This means we can rack up a ton of extra points on Ulm. It does, however, require both of the players to run head in such a way that Ulm will never actually be able to target either of you. This is done by just running to the opposite side of where he's looking. This allows us to take a lot less damage on Ulm, which will be necessary because the fight takes almost twice as long than a regular duo. Damn.
Oh.
These guards inside of Prif have a decent chance of dropping the teleport crystal that brings you to Letia, so we're gonna see if we can get lucky. Fuck yeah. Alright, and this one should be the big number 200. Look at that thing. I mean, the common loot's kind of garbage, but that's expected. Okay, let's put this bad boy on. Alright, and finally we are back at the Doom. Back to the main goal at hand. I felt like I kind of took a decent amount of detours here. Yeah, we're still looking out for the boots, so hoping they come soon. And so we kept moving on, delving deeper, further than I ever thought I was capable of. This boss was very challenging for me. The dupe cloths almost broke me, and I had plenty of time during this grind where I simply didn't want to continue. But after enough practice, I started to get the hang of it. I learned the proper way to complete the mechanics, and it eventually became an enjoyable encounter. I was having a grand old time completing my waves, and then this happened. Holy shit! Finally! Finally the fucking boots! I was just complaining in public chat. Oh my god. Ha. Oh, let's go! Oh my god. Dude. Dude. Yes, let's fucking go. Oh my god. Really, I wasn't that dry on the boots, but it was more so the 4 cloths that got me. Okay, well, it's time for some Cerberus. Okay, grabbing out the prims. And that is the first upgrade into the boots. Just 2 left. Alright, back at the Cerberus. So we just need to get the Pegasian crystal and the Eternal crystal. Luckily, we already have the Ranger boots stored in the house, and we have the points saved up at the Mage Training Arena to buy the Infinity boots. So whenever we get either, we can just go ahead and make them. And just a KC update, that is 900. Still no crystals. Live action UIM Turf War. Another KC update, that is 1000 Cerberus. Still no crystals. Tutorial skipping, and this bad boy showed up. Look at that beast. Alright, finally got our Hellhound task. I will see you back at Cerberus. For some reason, I have it ingrained to still do clues, and we got a Mimic, so we're gonna fight this guy. That's about what I expected. And that is 1100 KC. Still no crystals. Bruh. I'm now realizing that this video has just turned into the exact reverse order of my previous video. We started at Cerb and went to Doom, and in this video, we started at Doom and now we're at Cerb. Okay, that is another task completed. Still no crystals. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go do some more tutorial skipping and hopefully grab another Cerberus task. Slayer Cape, please. Fuck. Dude, these teleports are such a game changer. Once you get a drop of them, they are basically self-sustainable, and they bring you right to the boss, so they're definitely going to cut down on my travel time. Dude, first kill, finally. Well, after getting that Eternal Crystal, I need to free up some space in my inventory and also go make those boots, so I'm gonna go die to Hispori and make the boots. Okay, it appears I've made a big mistake. I thought I had enough points to buy these boots straight up. Apparently I skipped a couple rooms, so yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to do those. Yeah, I remember doing this before and it kind of sucked. So I think they've updated it since then. Maybe like a year or two ago. Okay, I took damage there. So I believe you can only take damage if you're standing on where the bones fall. I think before you just took damage wherever you stood in the room. But yeah, we should be able to knock this out in probably like 10 minutes or something. Maybe not even. Okay, that is all the graveyard points done. Yeah, that was only like 10 minutes or so. That wasn't so bad. And now we have just a few alchemy points to get, so let's go ahead and do those. Okay, and here are the alchemy points. So I believe that should be enough to buy the infinity boots. Oh sweet, 220 coins. Okay. Here we go. And let's do this. Cool. Okay, first ever time with Eternal Boots. Wow. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, let's combine them. Fuck yeah. I have Pret. I have Pret boots. And that is 1,300 kill count at Cerberus. Still need the peg. Okay, I decided to take a little break so that I could clean up some of these clues I had on the ground. Yeah, I completed 3 out of the 5. The other 2 I need a death pile for, so well, let's open these up. Okay, that's a master. Okay, bunch of garbage, as usual. Alright, since we got some teak planks from the clue, there was just an update that allows you to, I guess, repair this bridge, so I think I did it? No, I did not do it. Okay. Okay, let's try this from the other side. That's it? What the fuck? Why does it look so weird? Okay, that's it. Cool. And we are back at Cerberus. We have 46 kills left on the task. Let's see if we can get it. We got it. Well, you gotta go for the back-to-back, you know. Yeah, so the reason why the collection log didn't pop up, well, it's because, as I said in the previous video, I actually have already gotten this, but that was over 2 years ago, and at the time, it was not worth keeping, so yep, this was actually the second one that we got. I managed to set a record for the most Cerberus killed in a day for UIMs, and got 9th place. This was only possible because I, unfortunately, or fortunately, tested positive for COVID, so my boss told me to take the rest of the week off, and that's why I might sound a little different in some of these clips. Oh fuck yeah, Crystal Impling. Okay. Well, I'm gonna drop these teleports over. Let's see how much they're worth. 1 mil. It's not bad. And goodbye to the rune darts. And let's go get our ranger boots. Okay. Yes. Okay. First time having Pegasians on the account. Not bad. Might as well equip them once, right? Okay. And here we go. I don't have the fucking... I'm gonna have to go Death Bank. Okay, we died to Hispori. So let me take out the boots. Oh. Let me take out the boots. And the tears. Okay, this should be it. Avernic treads max. Let's go. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. I successfully managed to escape the Delve boss. It almost had me there for a minute, but it wasn't that bad. However, I am super excited to have completed my new boots, and I'm even more excited for the grind that we have ahead of us. Anyway, that's pretty much everything. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. I make sure to read every single comment. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.